This one is going to have any parent out there outraged. It's a video that originally appeared on social media, but it was turned over to Chicago police. You're about to see why.
Smoke. The hell? Please. Let me get that, okay?
So that toddler is smoking marijuana while an adult nearby encourages him. The toddler, of course, seems a little bit dazed, is seen coughing. Detectives do believe they know who the adult off camera is. Obviously, this could be or result in a charge of endangering a child. I saw this. It was turned over by a Chicago advocate for children. We have, I think, blown the lid off of marijuana use a little bit, and it's more acceptable. Mm-hmm. You know, some states have legalized it. We've even been proponents of it for medical use, and the way I viewed it has changed. But this is so disturbing to me because there's a big difference between an adult choosing to smoke marijuana or take it in edible form and having a child who's developing brain is on this substance.
Again, how old was this child in that video?
Well, he was still in diapers. So
I know he was in diapers, but yet, I mean, this is not his first time smoking a joint.
To me, what this looks like is just miseducation all the way around. This may be an adult or a young adult who has been smoking his whole entire life and feels as though he is just showing his younger brother or his son the ropes of something that he feels is just ingrained in him. And I see this all the time in terms of people thinking that marijuana is something that you can just smoke every day from the time that you're 8 or 9 all the way up into adulthood. But we know for a fact that it impairs your cognitive ability, it impairs your ability to focus, it impairs your ability to think straight, and it can cause psychological problems.
And your cognitive development.
Yes.
And that's the biggest part that troubles me with this video. And look, I don't know who was in that room with that child, but if that person thinks this is okay, whether it's a parent, a older sibling, a neighbor, that's a problem. And for the record, we've actually shared stories where, for instance, intractable seizures in young individuals, the only thing that helps is one of the components in medical marijuana. And we've talked about how that for some kids, it's the only thing that can help them survive. Right. But do we need a public messaging campaign out there?
Maybe.
You know, marijuana, just like alcohol, you know, it is not okay for kids to be using either of these substances. And now that marijuana is going to be, look, I suspect it'll be legalized in more and more states.
Sure.
So do we need a publicity campaign? Do we need posters of a child smoking marijuana saying may be legal for adults, you know, doesn't mean it's okay for your kids? Do we need something like that?
I think we do. I think we need to educate people that, you know, if your kid is smoking marijuana this young, he may not ever really be able to read. He may not ever really be able to focus. I mean, there was a sense of pride in the guy posting the video. It's almost like he was almost proud of the fact that he was adult-like smoking the blunt. And so it's really, you know, it's really gut-wrenching to see that type of thing because we know that's not an isolated case. We know that's happening throughout the world where people are giving these adult-like products to kids and think it's kind of cute.
And remember
so it's not
this,
cute.
Kids are not small adults. Regardless of how you feel about marijuana, kids are not small adults. They're kids. The way they physiologically process everything is completely different in many ways. So it goes without saying that whether it's marijuana or any other substance, kids should not be given them by an adult.